Hi everyone, welcome to another tutorial where I will be showing you how you can recreate this circular logo. Now it's really easy to make and let's see how that's done. So the first thing we're going to do is to create a new document, and for this video I will be using this custom size document which is 1000 by 1000 pixels, and I will be renaming this document to be circular logo. You're free to use any of these preloaded documents that have been provided by Adobe Illustrator, or you can just go ahead and type out the same values as this document that I'm using, which is 1000 by 1000, and change the dimensions to pixels, and let's create. Okay, so I'll be only working with one shape, which is the circle shape. So over here in this ellipse, in this tools right here, I'll be using this ellipse tool. But before I begin, I would also like to make sure that my smart guides option has been switched on. So we go to this view option right here and make sure that the smart guides option right here has been switched on. The smart guides is actually going to help us a lot in making our circular logo, right? So I'll go ahead and also delete the fill as I do not require it as of now. So what I'm going to do is that I'll come over here to the center of my document, click on Shift plus Alt and make a really big circle like that. And I'll get the circle on the side of my document like that. I'll go ahead and also make two more copies of a circle. So to do that, I'll be clicking on my circle, clicking on Alt and just dragging my mouse like that onto the other side, and just dragging my mouse again by clicking on Alt and just bringing it here in the middle like that. Okay, so after that's done, all I'm going to do is I'll select all these three and make sure that it's centrally aligned. Whoop, like that. Okay, or probably just skip the centrally aligned part. Just make sure that it's all equally spaced like that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'll go back to the ellipse tool again and come over here to the center, click on Shift plus Alt again and make another circle which actually intersects all the other three circles like that. Okay, so once that's done, I'll select all these circles again and I'll come over here to the shape builder tool, and what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to combine two shapes together like this, and once that's done we can go ahead and also delete the portions that we do not require, right? So in order to get rid of it, you click on Alt so that the plus then changes into minus, and go ahead and keep deleting the things that we don't need, like oops, like that. Okay, so once that's done, I just want to make sure that yep, okay, so get that back. Yeah, just adjust this a little bit more. Get this down. Yeah. So now what we're going to do is we'll go ahead and also fill it in with different colors, right? So like in this one, it has a gradient of two different colors. We can go ahead and also add in our own gradients. So what I'm going to do is I'll select the first one, this first shape, come over here to this gradient tool double click on this. And as you can see, by default, our gradient is white to black. But I want to change that. I want to change the colors. I don't want it to be in a simple white and black. So to change the colors, we can just double click on this white portion and choose a color. So I'll be using a light blue color. And instead of black, I'll be choosing this nice dark blue shape. And I'll be changing the angle like that. Okay. So once that's done, we can go ahead and add the same gradient on these two other shapes as well, right? So select this shape and I'll be using the eyedropper tool from this one, this eyedropper tool, and just select the gradient we've just made. Double click on the gradient and just change the angle as well, like that. And repeat the same process on this last portion as well. So select the last portion, come back here to this eyedropper tool and choose this gradient as well. And now we can just change the angle a little bit like that. Okay. So once that's done, we can go ahead and select all of our shapes, and we can go ahead and also delete the stroke since we do not need it, like this. Or probably we can go ahead and also add the stroke. I let the stroke be. It's up to you if you want to keep the stroke or you want to delete the stroke, right? So in case if you want to keep the stroke, you let it be the way it is, and we can go ahead and also increase the stroke weight. So by default, it's 1 point. We can go ahead and increase the stroke weight to 3, like that. So once that's made, I'll select all of them and I'll add a drop shadow behind it to make it look more of a 3D effect. So we'll go to this effect panel right here, go to stylize and click on drop shadow. So by default, the opacity of the drop shadow is going to be 75%. And if we click on preview, you can see that a drop shadow has been added to all these 3 parts, and we click on OK. So once that's done, we can just go ahead and also scale this a little bit more so that it fits into our document like that. And there you go. So now we can go ahead and also save our file. To do that, we'll be going to File, clicking on Save As. So by default, our file name is going to be the same as our document name, which is circular logo, and the Save As type is going to be an Adobe Illustrator file. I highly recommend that we save a file in this format so that in case if I want to make any further changes, I can easily do that by accessing my Adobe Illustrator file and clicking on Save. Yes, and clicking on OK, and there you go. Our circular logo has now successfully been saved as an Adobe Illustrator file. So I hope you found this tutorial to be useful, and with a little practice you can go ahead and make different kinds of circular logos of your choice. And it's not necessary that you also have to add in the gradients as well. If you want, you can just add a simple solid color as well. So that's about it. So I hope you found this tutorial to be useful, and thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.